Let's address the issue of when to spray, and more importantly, probably when not to spray. If you look at the label for Enlist 1 and Enlist Duo, it actually restricts spraying to wind speeds between 3 miles an hour and 10 miles an hour. That way, if we have a wind that we can define, we know where any particle drift is going. We're not worried about volatility or vapor drift. We're worried only about physical drift, and that's a positive. But we need a wind direction that is definitive, that tells us where the product is going. We don't want it going into a sensitive area. We certainly don't want it going into a susceptible crop. Now, what are thermal inversions? Those are situations that generally happen under almost no wind situations, as a general rule. Very early in the morning, very late in the afternoon, when there's no wind movement whatsoever. If you use a smoke bomb and the smoke just goes up 8 or 10 feet and stops, if in a morning especially when you see a fog bank that just stratifies and sits there, you know that you're looking at a thermal inversion. I even look at flags on businesses or farms. I look at wind direction indicators on aerial applicator installations. All of these will tell us that if we have a definitive wind, and they will also tell us the direction of the wind. If we're in a dead dog day where there's no breeze, no wind, we see fog bank, we see smoke banks, we know that's a perfect situation where the product will come up off the spray boom and it's eventually going to go somewhere. And oftentimes it goes where we didn't want it to in the first place. On the other hand, if we have at least a 3 mile an hour wind, we know which direction that the particles are going to move, and they're going to be very minimal using Enlist 1 and Enlist Duo, but they will move, and we want to know what direction they're going. And what do we want them to move toward? We want them to move toward a non-susceptible crop or a non-sensitive area with respect to endangered species. For more information, visit enlist.com.